Okay, let's cut right to it. We've all been playing around with chatbots, right? But what if an AI could stop just talking about the work and actually, do the work for you? Well, meet Manus AI. This isn't your average chatbot. It's your new AI intern. And honestly, it's a total game changer. Look, I'm just gonna say it. Your current AI assistant, it's pretty much useless. Yeah, for real. Let's be honest. It's just a souped-up search engine that knows how to sound polite. It's time we all just admit it. I mean, think about it. You ask it for a marketing plan, and boom, you get this perfect, beautiful list of ideas. And then what? You have to copy it, paste it, find the links, make the slides, write the emails, the whole 9 yards. It gives you the map, but you're the one who has to go on the entire journey. We're all stuck in this copy-paste trap. So that begs the question, right? What if your AI could actually break out of that trap? What if it could take your idea and not just spit out a plan, but actually execute the whole thing from start to finish? And this right here is where things get really interesting. We are talking about a totally different kind of AI. This is the AI that does. So forget the chatbot you know. It's time to meet your new AI intern. So what even is Manus AI? Okay, in fancy terms, it's an autonomous AI agent. All that really means is it can think and act on its own. It plans the work, it does the work, and it delivers the finished product. And the real magic, the secret sauce, is that it does all of this inside its own private little computer with a full web browser. Let me make this super, super simple for you. ChatGPT gives you ideas. Manus AI gives you finished work. See the difference? One is like a brainstorming buddy. The other is like having a whole freelance team working for you around the clock. That's the shift. And you can see it right here when you break it down. Chatbots, they just give you ideas. Old school automation just follows a script. But Manus AI, it handles the whole thing end to end. And that's all because of that sandbox environment, its own personal computer. That one feature, that's what makes it an absolute beast. So what does that actually look like in real life? Okay, check this out. A solo founder told it to build a landing page. He didn't get back a bunch of code he had to figure out. Nope. 90 minutes later, he had a fully working website, live on the internet, ready to show to investors. That's the difference between an idea and a result. I know. This sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. So let's actually look at how it works. We're going to pop the hood and take a peek at the brain behind all this magic.
It all runs on this cycle called an agent loop. Think of it like this. First, it reasons. It actually understands what you want. Then it plans. It breaks your goal down into a checklist. Then it acts. It starts checking things off that list. And finally, it evaluates its own work to see if it's on track. And it just keeps repeating that loop over and over until the job is done.
And here are its secret weapons. It has its own web browser to do research. It has its own files to save its work. It can plug into your tools like Slack and email. And this is the big one, it actually remembers your feedback, so it gets smarter every single time you use it. Okay, so you can see the potential is huge, but like any crazy powerful tool, you gotta know how to use it right. So let's get into the pro playbook. I'm gonna make sure you don't use this like a total beginner. First, here's what not to do. Don't be vague. Don't just press go on a huge project and walk away. At least watch for a minute to make sure it's heading in the right direction. And don't expect it to write a novel in 5 seconds. Oh, and please don't burn your free credits asking it silly questions. So what do the pros do? They feed it documents to build a knowledge base. They hook it up to their actual tools. They go back and look at its past work to figure out how to give it better instructions. And most importantly, they use it for the big stuff, the tasks that actually make a difference. And you're probably thinking, okay, this must cost a fortune, right? Well, for one of those big, complex jobs that would take a person hours or even days, you're often looking at something like $2. Yeah, the return on your money is just insane. And for real, here's a true story. A marketer in Mumbai used this thing to research 50 of her competitors, come up with a whole month of content, create the visuals, and schedule all the posts. Work that used to take her team 3 days, it got done overnight, while she was sleeping. So let's be super clear. This is not just another app on your phone. This is a fundamental change in how work gets done. It's a huge shift, and it is happening right now. The whole point is to shift us from AI that helps you think
to AI that does the work while you think bigger. It basically takes all the boring, tedious stuff off your plate so your brain is free to come up with the next big idea.
All right, so if you take away nothing else, just remember these 3 things. Number 1, Manus AI is a doer, not a thinker. Number 2, its superpower comes from working inside its own virtual computer. And number 3, start with small tasks to learn how it works, then go big.
And hey, if this blew your mind, you probably know someone who's still living in that copy-paste nightmare. Do them a favor and share this with them. If you're into this AI stuff, hit that like button. It actually helps a ton. We also made a simple little infographic that breaks all this down. We dropped it in the description for you. So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. For pretty much the first time ever, your biggest ideas aren't limited by how much time you have. So when your AI can actually do the work, what will you dare to create?